Welcome to Backstage at TCT, where we give a behind-the-scenes look at your local nonprofit performing arts theater. Be sure to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so that you can be the first to learn about new content. Today, we are talking to Dr. Sara Harris Baker. Dr. Baker is an associate professor of music and Fine Arts Division Director at Temple College. You have also earned your PhD at Louisiana State University. You are a Temple native and a graduate of Temple High School. You and your husband, Zachariah, are the owners of the Beltonian Theater. So thank you so much for being here today.
Well, thank you for asking me, Kelly.
First of all, I love the Beltonian Theater. So can you tell our viewers a little bit about the Beltonian Theater and when you guys took that over and what a staple that is of this community?
Sure. So we are coming into our third year of owning the Beltonian Theater. And my husband had a lot of experience managing restaurants, movie theaters, those kinds of things. We were walking around downtown Belton one day, and the theater had the sign up that said it was for sale. It was a moment of kind of transition in Zach's career. And I said, you know, you should buy that and fix it up and make it something fun for downtown Belton again. It hadn't been active in several years. And so at that time we put in an inquiry, but they had just signed a lease with a restaurant that was going to be operating in there.
Oh, I didn't know
that. And we thought, well, maybe this isn't the time. And then about 6 months later, it came available again. And so we went ahead and went through with purchasing it. And I have to say, you know, that Zach is so creative too. He has an arts background, opera master's in opera performance and a degree in vocal performance from UMHB. So we were tied to the community and thought, what better way than to bring something fun, entertaining, family oriented, and just something different to downtown Belton.
And you saved the Beltonian, because I believe I've been here now, I think 16 years, but that was the first theater in Belton. I think it opened up in the 30s, I believe, and over the years it's been different, a comedy show, all different types of venues. But I think you guys are the first ones to bring it back to being a theater.
Well, the theater became the Beltonian Theater in 1922.
Okay.
So in 2022, we're getting ready to have a big 100th birthday party for the theater. And it is just a delightful part of the town and neat to be part of that history. So we're blessed, we're lucky to be able to do that, and for the support that the community has continued to show the theater even during a pandemic. I know TCT relates to that, you know, that it's so incredibly important to have community support during this time as we're transitioning, getting kind of back on our feet after the pandemic.
Sara, how does a community theater contribute to the overall well-being and appeal of a community?
I think when people are choosing a community to live in, that they really want a place where the arts are alive, where there are opportunities not only to see things and to go to things, but there are also opportunities to participate in things and be part of a community. Temple Civic Theater does such a great job of being a place that embraces everyone with their talents. And so a lot of people think there's no place for me at Temple Civic Theater because I don't act or I don't sing or I don't dance, but a community theater embraces the entire community with their abilities, whether it's selling tickets, ushering, painting sets, building things. You know, so many skill sets are embraced at the community theater level. And it's also a family, a place where people can come together and meet new people and support each other. And that is of key importance, that every community has a place where people can feel that they belong.
That's true. And luckily I was able to get that feeling from this theater 3 years ago when I started volunteering here.
That's right.
Also, Temple College. We do a lot of things with Temple College. Talk to me about the partnership that Temple Civic Theater and Temple College has, where we interact, like you come and do shows here, but we have a lot of the talent of the students that you have there. And how would you say that the two
organizations
work together?
I think Temple Civic Theater and Temple College are very complementary organizations with the fine arts. We have had the pleasure at Temple College of hosting large productions for Temple Civic Theater at Temple College. We have had the pleasure of hosting some of our productions for Temple College here at Temple Civic Theater.
Yeah.
So it's nice to have those venues nearby that we can kind of share. In the past, we've shared staff. We've had people that have been artistic director of the Civic Theater who have also taught for us at Temple College. We have big plans in the works that I cannot spill all the beans about right now.
Okay.
But I will tell you that with our plans that are coming forward at Temple College, that there will be even more opportunity for collaboration, I think, between the organizations.
Okay, that's exciting.
It is.
So as soon as you're able to let us know for sure, please give me a call because we want to hear about it.
Sure.
So how long have you been involved with Temple Civic Theater? And do you remember the first show you were involved in? And what kind of memories do you have of that show?
Yes. My first show at Temple Civic Theater was Fiddler on the Roof. I played Zeidel, and that was the summer after my freshman year in college. I had been a part of Natasha's theater program at Temple High School, and so I was well trained and very interested in participating in shows, and I was earning a bachelor's degree in vocal performance, and so any chance to perform was great experience for me, and I came and did that audition, and that was a fabulous summer. San Lorenz directed the show. We had about 70 people in the show and a full orchestra.
Wow.
Which if you're familiar with our space is a pretty incredible use of the space.
Where were they?
Everywhere. We were everywhere. So definitely backstage was packed and the orchestra was behind the scrim.
Yeah.
And, it was a huge production. We had a raked platform set that allowed a lot of people to be on the stage at once. So those big numbers like Tradition and the evening prayer, we had just tons of people on stage, a really big warm sound with the group, and some of the people in that show remain good friends and stalwarts of the community theater. Bob Ritchie was in that show. Sue Johnson was in that show. We had a delightful time. Regina Corley was my sister in the show. So I was 19. That's been about 22 years now.
Wow. Time just flies by, doesn't
right.
it?
And we were living just a crazy lifestyle with the world slowing down with the pandemic right now. It's hard to imagine the amount of energy that people were putting out into that. So I would take a community college class first thing in the morning at 8 o'clock. Then I would go work my job as an assistant at a law firm until 5 o'clock. Then I would come up and work on the show from 7 to 10, and then I had a new fantastic group of friends that I met during the show.
Right.
We would hang out at Subway until 2 o'clock in the morning, and then I would start it all over again the next day. So, of course, now, and especially after this nice quiet year that we've just had, it's very hard to imagine living that life right now.
Yes. And then now we're going to be able to open back up. And so all of our lives are going to even get more
busier. Okay, I'm ready.
Yeah,
Let's do
me
it.
too. I'm ready as well. You've been an actor, music director, and director at TCT. You recently acted in Next to Normal. So can you tell us about that show? What did that show mean to you?
Next to Normal is a really intense piece of theater. It explores the effect of mental illness on a family unit, and getting to play the role of Diana was an incredible opportunity. Natasha Tolson directed that show. The music is well done. The story is well told. It is not a happy, joy story,
right?
As far as that goes, but definitely gave me the opportunity to show empathy for those families that have experienced situations like that with a loved one. And again, the music was outstanding, and the production values on the show really, really neat. Our live rock band that performed with us was fantastic.
I think the theater in general, like that, it's a difficult topic, that show.
Yes.
But theater in general and playwrights, they write shows that can be performed in live theater to touch on subjects that maybe is a little taboo or people are afraid to talk about it, but it gives the audience and it broadens out to people to understand those different difficult subjects. How would you describe what playwrights and how they write, and whether it's comedy to something like Next to Normal?
Right. That's a great question, and I spend a lot of time as a professor who teaches music appreciation thinking about and answering the question, what is art? You know, so I'm over the visual arts, speech humanities, drama, dance, and music now. And I spend a lot of time reflecting on that. And I think that my interpretation of what art is something that makes you feel something.
Right.
That it taps into an emotional place where you are experiencing something new and different, and you're being challenged in some way. And sometimes those feelings are all just bubbles and hearts. Like with a musical comedy, you know, you get that warm feeling of the bubbles and hearts. And sometimes those feelings are hard feelings. But theater is a storytelling medium. And it builds empathy in all of us for situations that we may not have experienced in our lives. But for that hour and a half or 2 hours, we're transported to that other place, to that other situation, to that other feeling. And we leave the theater feeling something different than when we came.
Right.
And so to me, that's the art of theater, is to feel something.